Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium singles video here on iStarly TV. This is part of my Road to Master series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium singles ladder. And it's been a little while since I've done a video here with a new team, but we do have a brand new team for today. And I built this team focused on Origin Form Palkia, I think is what it's called, which of course is the new form of Palkia that was introduced in Legends Arceus. Really awesome looking, and honestly, we'll kind of talk about the team here, but I think it's an interesting Pokemon to use. This one is max HP and max special attack, and the goal is to mainly, survive hits where possible and get off a lot of damage. The Lustrous Globe item is the item that lets you transform into the Origin form, which gives you basically a boost in speed. And it also gives you the globe item boosts the power of your dragon and water type moves by 20%. And Spatial Rend is actually a pretty good move. It is 100 base power, special attack, it's a dragon move, and it has a high critical hit chance. It is only 95% accurate, but when you compare it to something like Draco Meteor, it's actually, I would say, on par, if not better than Draco. Obviously, it's a tiny bit less powerful than Draco Meteor, but of course, it does not lower your special attack, where Draco Meteor does. And the high crit chance can also come in handy as well. And then, of course, Hydro Pump is very inaccurate, but can also do a lot of damage. Thunderbolt is there for coverage. And then I went Terra Steel mainly for the fairy types in the meta. And yeah, just hoping for that. Of course, the goal with this team is just to have some fun and try something different, because I know Origin Form Palkia is not a Pokemon that a lot of people will be using. So we're going to see if we can make it work. We're going to see if this is the way to make it work. As far as support for Origin Form Palkia, I have a Choice Banded Dragonite, which I just felt was good. It's good to have priority in this meta, and Dragonite is just a solid Pokemon. It can survive usually at least one hit from almost anything, and of course with extreme speed it has priority, it hits really hard. Then we have Whimsicott, which is mainly there to set up Tailwind. Also, it can go for Memento, which can set up for any of my Pokemon to come in later. It also has Rocky Helmet, and it takes physical hits really nicely. The other Pokemon here we have is Hisuian Samurott, which I think is also in a decent spot in the meta. Its typing is pretty bad against Koraidon, at least, it's weak to fighting, but as a dark type, it's in a pretty decent position in the meta. And of course, with Choice Scarf, we're faster than everything. With Ceaseless Edge, which is its signature move, we can set up spikes while being proactive and getting off damage. Then we have Ceruledge in the back right there. And Ceruledge is just a solid Pokemon. I mean, its typing is actually really good against... It's good against Koraidon because it's immune to both its fire and fighting moves. Of course, if Koraidon has dragon moves, then you're in trouble at that point, but that's why I went Terra Fairy. Defensively, we are bad against the strong ghost types in the meta, and of course something like Chien-Pao with Sucker Punch, but again, we have Terra Fairy, but also we have Shadow Sneak to deal massive damage to Pokemon like Fluttermane and Calyrex. Finally, I went for Iron Moth. I wanted something tanky in that last slot with a pretty decent typing, and I just settled on Iron Moth. If the opponent has a Miraidon, Moth is also pretty good. We can take advantage of their electric terrain, but Moth, I think it's a decent Pokemon. We're going to see how it does here, and if I'm being completely honest, I'm not 100% locked in with this team. Like, as I've been testing with it, I've been kind of thinking of ways to make it better, and I'll talk about those towards the end, but yeah, let's just jump into those games right now. There's the team code, of course, if you want to try it out for yourself. Game number one, we have Koraidon, unsurprisingly. And honestly, Samurott does not look great as a lead here. It's bad against Koraidon. It's kind of rough against Ninetales, although if we can lock ourselves into like Razor Shell, we have some good damage. I mean, Razor Shell actually hits everything on their team except for Koraidon pretty hard. But I'm still not sure I want to lead with Samurott. We'll see. Palkia also doesn't look amazing, if I'm being completely honest, against this team. They just have a lot of Pokemon that are faster than me. But I mean, Ceruledge is another one that I'm not certain about, so this is a tough one. I mean, I would like to use Whimsicott as well, but Fluttermane is scary against Whimsicott. Would I ever lead with Moth? Assuming they possibly could lead with Ninetales. I think I'm going to lead Moth. And then I actually am not even sure I'm going to bring Palkia. Maybe that's a mistake. Because they have, again, they have Koraidon, and that thing is absolutely terrifying. The question now is between Samurott and Ceruledge, and I think Ceruledge just gives me the best option against Koraidon. So we're going to try it like that. I mean, this is showing right here. This could be a game where, you know, obviously, well, it is a game where I'm not bringing my restricted legend. Could be a game where maybe that's the right decision. You know, typically I am personally of the mind that, you know, the restricted legend is broken compared to non-restricted legends. So I feel like you should always be bringing it. But anyway, my opponent leads with Ninetales, which is kind of what I predicted. I'm going to get my my boost here, my booster energy boost. Now the problem, the really scary thing here is that my opponent can go for the Aurora Veil, and that's not something I'm going to be able to stop. Either way, I'm just going to go ahead and go for this Fiery Dance here just to get off a lot of damage. I should be faster than them. I don't think I'm going to one-hit KO though. The set on my Iron Moth is the EV spread that I've been running forever now, which is max HP. It's basically tanky. Wow, is that Focus Sash? Looks like we take them down to their Focus Sash. We do get a special attack boost, which is nice. But again, what I was saying is I'm running max HP, just enough speed, so that speed is my highest stat, and then the rest in defense. So we're just purely tanky. Yeah, unfortunately, they are going to survive that and get up the Aurora Veil. They're going to go Ice Shard. Hopefully, the damage there doesn't tip them off to the fact that I'm a little bit bulky. Not that that's going to make a huge difference, but luckily for me, we do get the special attack boost. Now, my opponent could go into Koraidon here. I do wonder if they go into Koraidon if they would Terrastalize, and I wonder if that's what's going to happen. They do go Koraidon. Of course, I'm Terra Fairy, so if they don't Terrastalize, this could actually be a pretty significant moment for me. Because, yeah, if they do Terrastalize, though, honestly, the battle might be over. It's going to be terrifying if they do Terrastalize here, but yeah, maybe I should have been a little smarter there. But if they don't Terrastalize, you know, we're going Terra Fairy, a 4-time super effective Terra Fairy boosted Dazzling Gleam at +2 special attack. I mean, yes, they have Aurora Veil up, but they might not expect me to have Dazzling Gleam here, so fingers crossed. No! All right. Oh, I just made a huge mistake now because they're probably Terra Fire, like almost every Koraidon is. Oh, man. They might go for Scale Shot here, though, which I'm immune to, so they're going to take a tiny bit of damage here. I'm assuming they'll go Scale Shot because, I mean, maybe they would go Flare Blitz, assuming that, you know, Iron Moth is not super tanky on the physical side. But, okay, luckily for me, they do go Scale Shot. So I guess there was some value in going for the Terra Fairy, but basically I would have rather had Ceruledge go Terra Fairy because then it's immune to Dragon, resists fighting, and it's immune to fire with Flash Fire. So again, I kind of messed up there, but now we could go Discharge to potentially paralyze them, but at this point, no, I think we just go Sludge Wave for the maximum possible damage. Hopefully a poison. Oh, we get a crit. Wow, okay, that's pretty massive, and honestly, I mean, obviously, I didn't really deserve that crit, but hey, we'll take it, because this Koraidon is an absolute nightmare. So we're at +2 special attack, effectively +1 speed. Their last Pokemon is Scizor, and they cannot Terrastalize, so this looks like GG in our favor. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid, I forgot about this. Oh, but we survive it, thanks to our bulk. So going max HP and like 124 EVs in defense absolutely helped us here. That was amazing. So great game, super fast paced, super like, you know, I guess kind of back and forth because it looked like we were probably going to lose. I mean, that Aurora Veil was super clutch for them because I was thinking like, obviously if I go into Dragonite, I have extreme speed to pick off the Koraidon. But the whole game, I was just worried about my opponent going for, or my opponent just surviving hits because of the Aurora Veil, but luckily for me, kind of didn't matter. So yes, I got some hacks in my favor there, but I think we still navigated that battle pretty decently, and I'm definitely happy to win a game against a Koraidon. Let's go to game 2. Okay, we have Calyrex right off the bat. This does look like a good Samurott lead game. However, Bundle could be scary, but also Urshifu could be scary. I actually wonder, like, if I lead Samurott, I think Urshifu's actually really bad for me. And there's a chance they could lead with it. Whimsicott actually has a perfect typing against Urshifu, though, so I guess I could bring that. Though Whimsicott doesn't have a great matchup against the rest of my opponent's team. Is there ever a world where we bring Ceruledge? If we do, I think we struggle against Landorus. Is it possible my opponent is afraid of my Palkia, so they don't bring Lando? I mean, Palkia... I'm not sure. How good is... I think we're going to try it like this with Palkia in the back. And we'll see. This is scary. I definitely know that Palkia... I like Palkia, but honestly, in playing with this team and kind of thinking about it a little bit more, I actually don't think this is the best moveset, or rather EV spread for Palkia Origin form. I think if you're going to run Origin form, I think you need to take advantage of the fact that Origin form has higher speed than regular, and basically capitalize on that and run speed investment. And if you want to run tanky Palkia like I'm doing, I do think you probably want to... I do think you want to run regular Palkia in that case, because the difference between regular Palkia and Origin form is Origin has, I think, 120 speed and I believe 100 attack, whereas regular Palkia is basically reversed of that. But either way, we lead Samurott and my opponent leads Landorus, and I just went for the Ceaseless Edge. I mean, Razor Shell felt like a pretty obvious move there, but I just wanted to be proactive and get up spikes, which is what I'm continuing to do here. I just felt like getting up those spikes against Pokemon like Fluttermane and Calyrex and even Iron Bundle, Pokemon that could possibly have Focus Sash, was a good option for me. Now Razor Shell would have actually, I think, had a chance to KO Landorus because it's super effective and it's possible we could have gotten a crit. I think it has a high crit rate. But again, I opted to do it this way. My opponent goes right into Urshifu. This is Water Urshifu, so of course they could go for a fighting type move. I guess we can just go right into Whimsicott here. Of course, the fact that my opponent has Stealth Rock on the field now is pretty painful. I'm assuming their last Pokemon is going to be Calyrex though, so we're going to have to keep that in mind and we're going to have to be prepared for that. But I expect them to go maybe for a fighting type move or Thunder Punch. Yeah, I mean, Whimsicott just really takes hits really nicely from Urshifu, and I'm actually just going to go ahead and go for the Moonblast here. Now my opponent could have an Ice type move, which would be really rough. There's a chance I survive it, but I'm just going to take the risk here. Now, if my opponent's last Pokemon is in fact Calyrex, I think we really want our Whimsicott to stay alive to help us against the Calyrex, but I'm taking a little bit of a risk here and not terastallizing, or not kind of like, you know, playing to survive. I'm just kind of playing to get some damage. Luckily for me, though, my opponent goes right back into Landorus, and I think Whimsicott has a good matchup against Landorus as well, so... although, to be honest here, I don't really know what to go for, because I expect them to probably U-turn again. I guess they could go Terra Flying and Terra Blast, which would probably kill me. Let's just go Leech Seed here, just see what happens. Obviously, if we Leech Seed them and then they U-turn, that's really bad for us because we're not taking advantage of the Leech Seed. But if they just do that, they're just taking excess damage, and we take that hit really, really well. And we're racking up the damage both on their Landorus and on whatever they go into. So I'm actually fine with the way that this played out. Even though we didn't get the super value, the healing from the Leech Seed, you know, I think this is working out pretty well. And my opponent actually goes into Calyrex here. So I think we can potentially turn this around now. Well, here's the thing. The question now is, do we Memento or do we Tailwind? That's actually pretty scary. Huh. What nature is Samurott? I keep wanting to call it Ceruledge. What nature is Samurott? Ooh, we're Adamant. I actually think that they outspeed us if we're Adamant. Oh no, okay. If we go Tailwind, we die, and then we go into Palkia and we're faster than them. If we go Memento... Huh. I think I have to Tailwind. I don't know. It's kind of a risk either way, because if we Tailwind, like I said, we're probably going to die here, which means that they get these special attack boost. And if they're Choice Scarf, the game is just over. But if they're not Choice Scarf, I'm pretty sure Palkia outspeeds now. But the big problem here is I don't even know if Palkia knocks them out. Well, actually, we're in Tailwind, right? Okay, now we have another option. We could go into Ceruledge and we're guaranteed to outspeed. But then they could just go into Urshifu. I'm gonna go into Palkia. I think we live a hit from this. Well, they're at +1, so maybe not actually. Look how awesome that looks, by the way. That looks great. Oh, that's huge. I mean, the Palkia is awesome. I think we just have to hope for a crit, basically. I don't think there's any reason to Terrasilize. I'm going to click Spatial Rend and hope for a crit. I mean, yeah, I don't think we knock him out unless we get a crit. And obviously we shouldn't be hoping for a crit because it's unlikely to happen. There's a lot of important decision points in this battle, so it'd be interesting if you're watching this to let me know in the comments, like, you know, what you would have done in these different situations. Oh, they're Terra Fairy, aren't they? Yeah, I should have thought of that. Oh, they're Terra Fighting. Wow. Okay, never mind. If they were Terra Fairy, then this would be a huge misplay. I should have considered that, but I didn't. But either way, it ends up working out in my favor, and we got to hope for the best here. Oh, I do get a crit, but they survive. They go Draining Kiss. What? Wait. Why did that do so little? Is that how weak Draining Kiss is? The problem now is, and the funny thing is, I think we need another crit, or we need this Hydro Pump to hit, I think. I don't know if there's a chance we get a second crit. I'm rolling the dice here. Oh, we hit. Perfect. And we knocked them out. Beautiful. The Tailwind might expire here, though. And if their last Pokemon is Urshifu... Well, they have both of their last Pokemon. If Tailwind is still active, we have a really good shot here. Obviously, I should have paid more attention to the Tailwind turns. They go Lando. I'm happy to see that. Well, I mean... I think we're still in Tailwind. We can also still Terra, but there's no reason to... There's no reason to Terra. Are we gonna get a sweep? Well, okay, here's the big problem. Well... This is really interesting because now they go into Urshifu, they take damage from the spikes. The Tailwind is gone, so they're probably going to kill us here. Wow. Palkia is showing off. I think we're going to win this fight. Unless they go Drain Punch. But we can just click Thunderbolt. If they go Drain Punch, I mean, I doubt we survive. And they're going to go for a Fighting type move. They can't go for a Water type move, obviously, so there's no reason for me to Terrasilize. I guess if they have Aqua Jet, we could very well lose this. Unless we somehow outspeed them. They could think we outspeed them and they could run here. I don't think we outspeed them though, because I'm actually, like I said, I'm modest with 0 speed investment. Wow. Oh, we survive! Oh, that is so clutch. This Palkia is insane. This was the most clutch fight. So it's funny because... I was talking about how, you know, running max HP on this Palkia might have been a mistake, but I mean, it really paid off there. Although, to be fair, regular Palkia would have survived as well. But either way, that was amazing. That was beautiful. So Palkia completely won us that game, and it looked amazing doing it. So I'm really happy to see that. All right, we have a game number 3 here, and this also looks like another good Palkia game, honestly. They have a lot of Pokemon that I would say are typically pretty weak to special attackers for the most part. I mean, you know, Dondozo and Garganacl are just extremely bulky regardless, but yeah, I really like the way that this is looking. Problem is they could lead with Espathra, but I actually like leading Samurott again here. This actually does look like a good Samurott game. And then I do want to bring Palkia. The question is, do I bring Whimsicott in the back? I'm not super sure that's necessary. I mean, Whimsicott's good against Dondozo because I can Leech Seed it. It's not really great against too much else. I guess I could Tailwind against Miraidon and or Memento against it, but that doesn't feel like the best way to shut it down. I mean, honestly, they have a lot of just really tanky Pokemon. Is there ever a world where I bring Dragonite? I mean, with Dragonite, I would want to go like Outrage against Garganacl or Dondozo, but then they have Goldango and Fluttermane to stop that. Moth is versatile. I think I might just bring Moth. Oh, but I hate Garganacl and Dondozo. They're just like so tanky. And it feels really hard sometimes to kind of get through them. So we just got to hope for the best with those. Maybe if we can get up enough layers of spikes with Samurott. Their trainer card is funny. That's just random. It's just a random lady. By the way, I forgot, but I do intend to change my trainer card for the new season. So I'll do that soon. And I mean, I also kind of don't want to. I like changing my trainer card, but I mean, it's my beautiful, what's it called? Smeargle, who I love. All right, so we have a lot of choices to make here. We can go for the water type move, which would be super effective. Potentially get off a lot of damage, especially since we could possibly crit. We could also Terra to boost the damage, or we could just go for the safe Ceaseless Edge. You know what? Let's just go right for it. I'm just gonna push through the damage here. If they Terra early, that's also fine. But if they don't Terra, we are threatening a lot of damage right here. It is possible also that they switch, but they don't have a lot of great switch-ins to water. So Razor Shell can do potentially a ton of damage here. And they don't switch and they don't Terra. And this might KO, especially if we get a crit. Oh, wow. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It lowers their defense. Oh, red card. Interesting. Well, we still have the Terra Water Samurott, so I'm kind of okay with that. They might just go Salt Cure here. So here's the funny thing. We get the booster energy, and then later on when they send in Miraidon and they set up... Like, if we have to switch out, we lose the booster energy, but if they have to set up Electric Terrain with Miraidon, then we actually get the booster energy again. Now, the problem here is Garganacl resists my stab, and we're taking a ton of damage from Salt Cure. I think I just go Gleam, though. Or do I take the risk with Fiery Dance and hope that I can knock them out? I'm going to Gleam. I think it's just the safest move. Yeah, we can knock them out with Gleam. I mean, I think Fiery Dance probably would have knocked them out, and it gives us the chance to boost our special attack. Oh, wow, we're still taking Salt Cure. That's pretty annoying. But I think we have a decent matchup against whatever they go into here. And knocking out the Garganacl early is pretty good. If they don't have Dondozo in the back, our Samurott is just going to be a nightmare. But of course they do have Dondozo. I'm just going to Sludge Wave. They might Terra here. And if we can poison them, then that's great. Just see how this plays out. Okay, they don't Terra, so Discharge obviously would have been a good option. And we don't get the poison. So we can go Samurott now? I think now what we do is go Palkia. And I think I go Spatial Rend. All right. Oh, that does so much damage. Yeah, they can't really switch into this. They go Earthquake, and we take that really, really well. Wow, Palkia is so tanky. I love it. So they're basically dead here. I mean, they can't switch into their Miraidon because it dies, and they can't Terra. Importantly, they have not yet terrestrialized anything, so we have to think about that. Also... Oh, wait, this could work out really well. Well, the thing is, they could play it smart and just go for an electric type move here. What are the odds that they're Terra Fairy? Let me quickly check. Okay, it looks like most common Terra type is electric and then ice. Fairy is kind of, it's the third most common. Oh, I can't Terra, of course. Okay. Well, then in that case, I click Spatial Rend and just hope for the best. Yeah, that's all I have here. I forgot. But if they go like Terra Electric... Oh, there's a chance Samurott could win this, depending on what their item is. I expect them to just kill me right here, though, because they're going to be faster than me. Oh, God. This is kind of greedy, though, right? They don't have any recovery moves, right? Do they have leftovers? If we crit, we could win. Oh my god, we just got a crit. Wow. I mean, hey, Spatial Rend says it has a high crit rate, so I'll take that. But oh my god, I was not expecting that. I think we still had a pretty good shot, though, because like Spatial Rend is a little bit of damage. I mean, assuming if I didn't crit, Spatial Rend would do good damage. Eventually, they'd knock me out. I'd go into Samurott. I'd be faster because I'm Scarfed. And then I'm Terra Water, and of course, they're Terra Electric now, so they take neutral damage from Razor Shell. So I would just need to hit, and I'd likely do enough damage to knock them out at that point. So yeah, that was amazing. Wow, that was awesome. Yeah, I'm kind of speechless because that was just so perfect. So let's take another look at this awesome team. And here is the team again with the team code. I loved this team. Whimsicott looked great. Samurott looked great. Iron Moth looked great. Ceruledge, there were definitely moments where it could do really well, and I do think it's a great counter to Koraidon, especially if you go Terra Fairy. And then Palkia also looked amazing. Although once again, it's possible if you're gonna just run max HP, max speed Palkia, or I'm sorry, max HP, max special attack, you might just be better off running just regular Palkia. With like a different item, like choice specs possibly or something else. But if you want to run this Palkia, like I said, you probably do want to try having some speed investment because you might as well take advantage of that speed boost that the origin form gives you. But still, I loved it. I mean, I love the design of this Palkia. I think it looks amazing. So it was a ton of fun to use. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the team and what you think about the battles. And of course, let me know if you try out the team yourself and how it does for you. But I'm going to be honest, I was kind of pleasantly surprised with this team, and it's a ton of fun to use. I love this Palkia, and hey, any chance you get to use Hisuian Samurott, why not take it, right? So thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like. Please subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos, and I will see you next time.